Okay, I am coming on to show you what I am making today. It's the first one of possibly many, or maybe the only one of its kind. So I put in country greens, which are the same thing that I feed the bearded dragon. And then I put in a mix of frozen berries, filled it up with water, and I added some magnesium. So, oh gosh, and that's a lot. It's really heavy, so this is going to get really loud really fast. As soon as there we go. All right, so it just finished. Yum. I don't know, we'll see. I used to make these all the time, and I know it's not really the third. I changed it back so I could film my intro the other day. This looks weird. Why is it brown? Well, I guess my husband's laughing at me. I guess red and green make brown. Lesson in art. Okay, so I was just telling my husband that I'm a little bit messed up after watching Alone. It's a series, oh gosh, on Netflix, and it's really good, the series that is, but it's really gross because they are literally alone out in the Arctic, and they have to survive, and to do so they have to eat things that they hunt for, and oh God, I'm getting sick a little bit just saying it out loud, but they eat things like squirrels and rabbits. And if you're a hunter and you're into that kind of stuff, go you. I am not, and I prefer to hunt my things at the grocery store. But anyway, this just, oh gosh, reminds me a little too much of the color of the organ meat that they were eating, but I'm gonna give it a shot. And I'm thinking berries, 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 berries. Okay, so I'm doing my own episode of Alone. I am drinking grass in a cup, basically, with a little bit of berries, and then I'm drinking coffee. Okay, so this is how I'm working today. This happened, not really sure what's going on. I took her out for a little bit of a break from her tank, and here we are. I'm trying to work on my latest book on Teachers Pay Teachers, and Monroe is literally being a backseat driver. So I'm thinking maybe I should teach this way. I wonder if this would hold the students' interest longer than just me yammering on and on about phonics. Okay, so today I put the country greens in, a bunch of frozen berries, water, some spinach, and I topped it off with some fresh mint. I don't know, might be good, it might make me cry, but I'm gonna try it because it's healthy. Hello, I am in my car headed to school. It is the end of my lunch time. I'm heading to school to find out, see if I can get some answers to a few things. I have some parents wanting some information about what things are going to look like when we get back, and I too would like to know what things are going to look like when we get back. So I'm going in. I have to remove a ton of things from my classroom books, which super stinks, but we're gonna get through it, I keep hearing, and we will. There are some other things. I'll show you my room when I get there. What is this? 85 degrees. Oh Oh my gosh, I feel like I've died and gone to heaven. It is so beautiful out today. This is wonderful. Hi, I just got home from school and realized I didn't film anything while I was there. I think I was in shock mostly the whole time. I unloaded some curriculum, so that was cool. And then I didn't even get a chance to touch my books. I had a meeting and that was good. I got some clarification on some things. Other than that though, I just unpacked curriculum. It was ridiculous. There was a ton of it, which is both good and bad. We got double of a few things, which is weird. So I'm not really sure, but that's what I did when I went to school. I still need to go in and go through a bunch of books. Maybe I'll remember to video next time, but it's a hot mess in there. Maybe I'll just stick some pictures in instead and show you what I have to get rid of, which super stinks, but it'll be okay. Hello, I just wanted to come on and tell you about a couple more books. I am almost done for the evening. It's close to 7, but I just wanted to get a video up tonight because the rest of this week looks a little busy. So, you know, kind of like the beginning part of the week. Yeah. Anyway, I have a couple more books that I wanted to show you that I haven't read them yet. I'm going to save them for when we're back in person. If for some reason that doesn't happen as planned, then I will share them online. This first one you may have heard of. It's a really cool book. I wanted to say cute. It's really not cute. Well, it's cute, but it's a cool message. It's by Dan Santat. I actually bought this one as a Kohl's book, so it was $5. And I didn't buy the Humpty Dumpty that they had with. I think they had the Humpty Dumpty with it. Anyway, I didn't buy that, but I did buy the book. So teachers, great place to go for hardbacks, and they oftentimes will have Eric Carle books. They have the Pigeon books. I want to say I've seen the Elephant and Piggy books there. I might be making that one up. I'm not sure. But anyway, they have some of the big name books. This one was one that I bought there, and it is one that I used last year, I believe. And it had a really cool S.E.L. lesson, social emotional learning lesson, that I bought on Teachers Pay Teachers that I used with it. And it's called After the Fall. It's the story of Humpty Dumpty, but told by Humpty Dumpty himself. And it's really kind of neat. So he talks about his fall and how everybody calls it a great fall, but really it was just an accident. And he fell and he went to the Kings County Hospital, and most of him got better. But he talks about the parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. And he talks about his fear of heights after that. And here he is in the store, and he doesn't even want to go up on the ladder for the cereal because he's afraid. And so the story goes on, and he talks about how he's afraid to do the things that he once loved, and he really misses it. So he thought, well, you know what? I will make paper airplanes, and I'll fly them up high where the birds are, because I really miss being up where the birds are, and I'm just sad. So he goes to town and he makes the airplanes, and he finally gets it right after paper cuts and, you know, all these crazy things happen. Kept trying, didn't give up. One day he got it just right, and he made this great paper airplane. And so he goes outside and he flies it, and he feels great, but he realizes it just wasn't the same as being up on the wall among the birds. It just didn't feel the same to him. So one day he thought to himself, you know what? Accidents unfortunately happen, but in life I want to be happy and I want to enjoy the things that I once enjoyed. So even though he is terrified, he climbs up the ladder to the wall again. And he finally gets up to the top, and he realizes that just one step at a time he can do this. And he does it, and he says he climbed and climbed until he was no longer afraid, and he ends up at the top of the wall again. The ending is a little bit odd, but because the story itself is so good, I just can't not read it. So he says at the end, maybe you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up and learned how to fly. And I really love it. The part that I don't really understand is the picture. Okay, so at the end, and I don't want to get in trouble for, well, I've only shown a couple pictures, I guess, but they show the paper airplanes, but they're also showing his shell coming off, which I don't really, I guess I don't really understand, because an egg that loses his shell is kind of a mess. So that's the very last page, and I just not really sure. However, I think it just means he evolved and he learned how to fly, so to speak. So after the fall, great lesson in falling and getting back up and how important that is. The next one I want to talk about, I'm only going to talk about two, I want to keep the video kind of short, is a book that I've been reading for years. I don't know the copyright date. I meant to look that up before I started talking, but this book, 2006. This book, if you have not already heard of it or read it, is so good. It's called Owen and Mzee, and it's a true story, and the kids, every time I read this, they're just mesmerized by these two best friends. So it's a good lesson in how friends can look different. Friends can come from the oddest and most unlikely of places at times. Just looking at my hair here and some really odd things happening. Okay. Anyway, we have the story of Owen, who is the hippo, a baby hippo, and Mzee, who is a 130-year-old tortoise, and how they came together. What happened was in 2004, I think it was. Yes, December 2004, Owen was separated from his family. He was in Africa, but it says here by the tsunami in Southeast Asia. And so he was washed out to sea, and he ended up on like a little reef area and was rescued, and they didn't know what to do with him because he was separated from his pod and he was too young to be without his mom, and it was just super sad. But they ended up taking him to the sanctuary where Mzee lived. And I'll read a little clip from the inside cover here. It says, a frightened young hippo separated from his family, blah, 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 and the old tortoise, for years a loner, accepted the baby hippo as his own. They are now inseparable. This wholly unexpected friendship captured hearts everywhere. And it talks about the father-daughter team and also the director of the sanctuary where he is. And I can't think of where it is. Anyway, the book is a little bit long, but I'll show you some pictures. They wrote this together, and it's so good. It's definitely worth the read. So here we have, they show what the baby hippo pod looked like, you know, probably not actually Owen there, but one of his buddies there. Well, no, it says, yeah, like this one. So showed how the hippos lived in a pod. And then it shows the people rescuing him. He is trapped, and then it shows the boat with all the people coming for him, and how they tried and tried to make him happy, and they tried to just save him. And oh, I love these people. They all came together, and they're rescuing him, and they're taking him to safety, and how everyone's working together for the common good, which that in of itself is a great lesson. And then wait until you see, oh, here's Mzee. Look at how cute. I mean, he is a big, he is a big boy. And I think it's a boy. I don't even know. I think they say he. Yep, it is. I don't trust myself to give any details this late in the day. And they are absolutely best friends. Mzee adopted Owen as her own, and Owen looks to Mzee as his mom. So how cool is that in a world where families look very different? Families can look like anything they want to. And I just think what a great lesson in it's okay. The most important thing is that you have somebody to love and that you love someone. So this is a look at, I'm sorry about the glare. I just love those two so much. I wish that I could go visit them one day. I need to find out where they are. I think they're, I want to say they're in Africa. Yeah, Kenya. Anyway, that would be pretty cool to see them one day. But great read. So many lessons that you could teach with this. The lesson of friendship, the lesson of families, the lesson of working together to reach a goal, the lesson of not giving up on somebody that needs something different. Because this obviously was not like a, obvious did I just say obviously twice? This was not an obvious pairing. And so just to be a creative outside the box thinker, I love this book. So that is all I wanted to share tonight. I'm going to try to get this video up barring any internet issues, and hopefully that helps you prepare a little bit for your time with your students. Both books I will link. I'm sure they're both available on Amazon. I think I picked up Owen and Mzee at either a library sale or a yard sale. I haven't been to yard sales in so long, and I really miss them. I hope by October we're back to kind of good. That's when our community sales start, so I'm kind of excited about that. Even though I can't really have that many books in the classroom. I'll just carry them back and forth. It's okay. Anyway, have a wonderful rest of your night. Remain positive about the world we live in. And if you found anything helpful or entertaining about this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.